If you, like me, learned that being nice is safer than being yourself, welcome to my channel. Because today I'm going to share with you my 7 life lessons as a retired people pleaser. I used to be the woman that used to prioritize other people's needs over mine. I used to be the girl that always said yes and never could say no just because I wanted people to like me. But that era is over. And today I'm sharing with you my life lessons so that you don't have to repeat my mistakes. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Alina and I help women like you step into their full feminine power. One of the most powerful moments is when a woman finally starts prioritizing herself and stops being nice to everyone. I think this is one of the groundbreaking moments that any woman in her life should have. Once you reach that point, you realize that your life has just started. Everything that was before was just an intro, but now the story can actually unfold because you can be finally yourself without being scared that people might not like you or approve of you. The real freedom starts when you start being unapologetically you. And that most of the time includes being a villain in somebody else's story. So we learn that we have to be nice all the time, that we will be liked if we're nice. But let me tell you, my lesson number 1 from this is that the more you try to be nice to other people and the more you give, the less you're actually respected. The mistake I used to make a lot is that I used to think that if I give everything, they will respect me more and they'll like me more. But I was so wrong because people actually respect you less because they can see that you're desperate. They can see that you are not coming from a place of fullness. You're coming from a place of need, from a place of lack, and you want something in return. You want their approval. And this is never a powerful position to be in. If you want to be respected by other people, you have to respect yourself first. When you cancel your plans just because you're tired and you need to take care of yourself, people will respect you more because they understand that you're putting yourself first, and they will never take it personally because they know that that's a human need to take care of yourself. Smart people will never take your no as something that is personal. They will never be offended because they understand that you're just valuing yourself, you're valuing your energy, and you're putting yourself first, and there's nothing wrong with that. But people that were benefiting from you abandoning yourself, they will all of a sudden be angry with you because now you have all these boundaries, now you're taking care of yourself. And the thing is, you're no longer comfortable, you're no longer a doormat, you're no longer somebody who's going to abandon your needs and immediately rush to see them. You're not that person anymore. And yes, sometimes you will lose certain people just because they were taking advantage of you, of your kindness, of you being the nice girl. And that's the sad truth, but it's also very liberating because once you free yourself from those kind of people, you will be able to actually find your community, the community of people that value themselves, respect themselves, and also value you as a result. The more you give to others, the less you're respected. Lesson number 2, you were never nice, you were just afraid. Being a people pleaser, being the nice girl always comes from fear. You are scared that people will not like you if you show your true colors. You are scared that people will abandon you if you start implementing boundaries. You're scared that once you tell people, okay, this is not how it's gonna work with me, you're scared that those people will leave you. You're scared that if you're being yourself, people will not choose you. Being a people pleaser is a safer choice because you know that if you act right, you know if you behave right, people will like you. Being a people pleaser is never about being nice or kind. It's always about being scared. This is something that I learned the hard way. I was actually super scared to be abandoned. I was scared that people will not like me if I show them that I actually have these standards, that I actually have these boundaries. I thought that maybe they will not accept me, but then I realized that people that also are kind to themselves, they will not make you abandon your needs because they understand the importance of self-care and they will never use it against you. When you're truly kind to yourself and good to yourself, you will never abandon your needs. I used to think that if I'm nice, then I will be a likable person. I will be kind because I'm taking care of all these people. I'm thinking about them. I'm considering their emotions, their feelings. But while doing that, I was abandoning myself. I was abandoning my needs. And that is probably one of the unkindest things you can, unkindness, is that a word? You can do to yourself. That is the opposite of being kind to yourself. Is that a word? I don't know. I'll check that later. This behavior, it keeps you safe. It's a very safe position to be in, but a truly powerful position is to step into the unknown and to exercise your power. How do you do that? Is by not being convenient, is by not being nice, but being true to yourself. Because the right people will understand you, the right people will respect you, and the right people will be around you, even if you have boundaries. Even if you're prioritizing yourself, they will still be your friend. Which brings me to a third point. Whenever you say yes to something, but you actually mean no, when you actually feel inside that no, this is not the right decision for me, you're betraying yourself. Every time you say yes to something that doesn't serve you, you're teaching yourself that my needs do not matter. And you're teaching others as a result that your needs are not important as well. Every time you repeat this sequence, you teach yourself that your needs are not relevant. Your needs do not matter. They're so useless. But other people's needs are so important that you are thinking about them. You're thinking, how am I going to make them happy? Let's say you agreed to attending a party that you actually don't want to go to, but you feel like you need to because all of your friends will be there or your coworkers will be there. The issue with that is that deep down, you know that you don't want to do it. And your body will start signaling you that this is not the right thing for you. And when you show up to that party, you will feel like you shouldn't be there. You will feel that because you knew that you should have stayed home. And that is a time wasted. And the thing is, the more you do these activities where you just say yes, but you actually don't mean it, you actually don't want to say yes, you abandon yourself more and more and more. And you teach yourself that, my feelings are not important. You teach yourself that you are not important. You put yourself on, a 10th or 20th place. You don't put yourself first. As a result, teaches other people how to treat you. But the most important thing is not even how other people treat you, is how you treat yourself. Because that relationship is the most important relationship in your life. When you prioritize yourself, when you put yourself first, you always win. You always win. You never lose. Have you ever seen a woman that lost because she put herself first? No. If you lose people, situations, or opportunities in the process of prioritizing yourself, it means that they were never meant for you. They were never meant to be a part of your journey, because everything that is aligned with you, it should never require you to abandon yourself. Lesson number 4, you will be misunderstood by other people, and that's the price that you pay for being you, for being authentically you. Other people do not have to understand you. Other people do not have to understand where you're coming from. As long as you put yourself first, that's all it matters. Sometimes people will say, oh, you've changed so much. You're not like you used to be. Of course, I'm not like I used to be. I used to be a people pleaser. I used to be the person that everybody would walk all over. I used to say yes to every single invitation just because I felt guilty, even though I didn't want to see those people, even though I didn't want to show up there. Of course I've changed. I no longer associate that version of myself. And the thing is, you should be okay with being misunderstood by other people, because they know the old version of you. They know the people-pleasing version of you. They know the nice girl. They know the person that always was available, that never prioritized herself. They know that version of you. Now they're meeting a new, upgraded, more powerful version of you, the version that is okay being a villain in their story, and they're shocked. And that's the price that you pay for changing. That's the price that you pay for being yourself, for being a powerful woman. The old and the past version of you that they knew was easier to control. It was easier to manipulate. But this version of you that is upgraded, that doesn't take shit from anyone, that always puts herself first, she is so difficult to manipulate. She is not going to tolerate anything because she only listens to herself. Which brings me to a 5th lesson. Not everybody deserves access to you. Access to you is a privilege. It's not something that is available to everyone. It's available to a select number of people, the people that you feel good around. Those are the people that should have access to you. Other people that bring all these negative bullshit, negative vibes, we don't need that anymore. We have enough of that. Your energy is one of the most expensive, commodities in your life, because your energy is precious. It's really something that you should cherish, because you're the one pouring into yourself. You're the one taking care of yourself. So for you to spend this energy, pour into others, you have to be very selective. Your energy is like a very expensive perfume. One spray is like $100. So are you gonna spray it on everyone? Honey, not everybody deserves that spray. That spray is $100. Imagine that. One spray is $100. So you're gonna spray it on everyone that you meet? No, you're gonna select people that you feel great around. You're gonna select people that have access to your energy, that they deserve that access. You do not owe anyone your time, your energy, and your presence. You are the only one deciding who has access to your precious energy. Not everybody is invited to a tea time with the royalty. No, royalty would never invite just random people from the street. First of all, it just doesn't have that time. It doesn't have that energy. You only can handpick certain amount of people that you can spend your energy on. Now we're moving on to the last two lessons that I have as a retired people pleaser. Lesson number 6. Being easygoing makes you invincible. Easygoing is literally affecting your energy and how you're perceived in this world. Your energy becomes invincible because you don't ask for anything. You're not demanding. You don't have any standards. You don't have any boundaries. You become just like the rest of the crowd. You're just moving in some direction that other people decided for you. You do not have your own voice. You do not have your own authenticity, because you're just copying other people. You're just agreeing to whatever people are saying. You go where they go. You do what they do. You speak what they speak. You just repeat the cycle over and over again. And this makes you so invincible, because the real opportunities and the real people that are aligned with your true vision will never notice you unless you are actually authentically you, unless you speak your mind, unless you prioritize yourself, unless you put yourself first. You are no longer the main character of your life when you just go with the flow, when you just say yes to everything. We can just do whatever you want. But when you're demanding, when you know what you want, you're no longer a secondary character in somebody else's story. You're becoming your own main character. You're directing, you're writing the script, you're playing the part. You're actually living life that is actually yours, that was written by you as well. And if that makes you a villain in somebody else's story, if that makes other people say, oh, you're just too demanding, you're not so nice anymore, you're such a bitch, well, so be it. Putting yourself first never makes you selfish. Yeah, it makes you a baddie, because you have your own standards. And people can call you whatever they want. It's up to them. It's their decision. But it has nothing to do with you. Because when you put yourself first, you change your life. You change your life for the better, because you're no longer tolerating bullshit. You're taking care of yourself, and you're creating your own authentic story as the main character of your life. And lastly, lesson number 7, you feel drained, not because you give, but because you give to the person that cannot reciprocate it. When you spend hours helping somebody, trying to make it work, you're going the extra mile for them. And as a result, you're not getting anything in return. It's not being reciprocated. You feel drained because you spend all your energy on this person. And the thing is, I know you're coming from kindness. I know that you want to help them and you don't want anything in return, but that's not how relationship works. You have to have a balance of giving and receiving. When the balance is off, when you always give and you don't get anything in return, that's just not doable in real life. You'll feel empty, drained, and exhausted when you're helping people that are not helping you. You have to have a mutually beneficial relationship. It doesn't matter if it's a work relationship, love relationship, or friendship, it always have to be reciprocal. There has to be a balance between giving and receiving. So in different stages of life, you might have situations where you can give at 30% and the person will give at 70%. Other times you will be giving more and they will be receiving most of the time, because that's just the stage of life. But when you take the whole period of your relationship and you analyze it and you see that all this time you've been giving and you've been feeling drained and exhausted, maybe it's because the person is not able to reciprocate it. From my own experience and mistakes, I can tell you that it's better to go to people that can reciprocate your energy, because you will save so much time and energy, and you will not waste your precious energy on people that cannot meet you where you are. When you stop identifying that being nice and being this good girl and being a people pleaser, you start changing your life. You're no longer living in that identity. You're living in a whole new identity. And yes, you can allow yourself to be a bitch in somebody else's story. But if that means that you're putting yourself first, then you're winning. Thank you for watching my video, and I really hope to see you again very, very soon.